Hello, check 1 2. Welcome to Sober James channel on YouTube. A daily, one day at a time, addiction recovery live stream podcast coming at you today, February 20th, 2025. I quit vaping and smoking nicotine. Have you ever done this? I have done it numerous times, yes, in my life, and every time. And I especially paid attention this time to an effect that I want to tell you about, and we'll talk about it. Also, the call-in line is open. So feel free to call, strangers or friends. Hello, Mike. Hello, Mind's Eye. Hello, Sigma. I'm looking for that chat box, but I can't find it. Quitting nicotine, quitting anything. The Dope Dad, what up, friend? Mike, Noah, how's everybody doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear clearly? Check 1 2, how am I sounding, boo? So here's one thing that's happened. You might notice that the lights are different. I'm messing with my lighting. I'm getting I have a mic stand. I don't even want to mess with it, but there it is. You know why? Because I quit vaping. What does this do? I will tell you what this does. And I will ask your opinion, of course. Positive and grateful and optimistic, Mike says. You must be sober. So am I. And I feel those things on a good day or a good minute. But I'm taking it a day at a time. But I'm happy to hear it, Mike. Yeah, Richard Bachman in the house, a.k.a. Stephen King, a.k.a. Master of Horror, a.k.a. Richard Bachman in the house. What's happening? Feel free to give my phone a ring there to call me live. Holly, if you will, we can check the phone line and see if we're up and running. I want to talk about quitting nicotine and other vices that release dopamine and are quick fixes for satisfaction. Nicotine is probably the most widely used and highly addictive substance known to man, beside alcohol, probably. Taj Coffee, what up? We're going to talk about that, Taj. I want to get this topic on the table first. Yeah, that is true. Well, dude, you don't talk to anybody at the post office. They don't listen. No, everyone's busy. You don't even have one single boss. You have like 5. So you have to apply. I mean, I could apply for it. I can't seem to figure out how to update my resume. I can't seem to update it. But dude, I'm getting an office job. I'm gonna be helping. Alcoholics recover from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body in an office. Hopefully, I'm switching. I've worked with my body. I've worked with my body all my life. Putting my body in some peculiar places for money, positions, and situations. I'm done. I'm done using my body to make money. So I'm going to be using my experience, strength, and hope. What I know, what do I know about? Kelly, you're so negative. I just got done talking about how I'm playing with new lighting. This is one in 800 live streams. I could I mean, it's not really that important, Kelly. I'm just messing with some lighting. Would a retired Navy man with benefits if you stayed in? Yeah, thanks, Tosh. That's what guys always told me in Pensacola. I went to airman school down there. That's where the Blue Angels practice. That's where they're stationed. I went to airman school in Pensacola, Florida, the NAS Pensacola. Skimbly Bimbers. I smoked then, and I smoked in the Navy. I smoked cigarettes, and I dipped nicotine ever since I was 13, maybe. I probably tried my first tobacco product when I was 13. Nicotine is super addictive. Am I right? So I've been smoking or vaping or dipping for, well, I was 13 when I started, 23, 33, 43, 31 years I've been off and on nicotine. I haven't had nicotine today for about 19, 20 days. I haven't had any nicotine for, let's call it 15 to 20 days. I used nicotine CVS. I call them Nic Tacs. They look like Tic Tacs, but they have nicotine in them. I get the 4 milligram nicotine Nic Tacs from CVS. They're like the knockoffs of Nicorette. And I gradually stopped vaping and start using them. That's how I did it. I have a good friend of mine. You guys have actually met him. Well, I mean, he's been on the show, and I'm currently in talks with him. I'm thinking I should stop talking about my plans because then I don't do them. And I feel even more the fool. I know I'm red. Who cares? This is one of like 800 live streams. Next live stream, I'll change the light. I got these lights from China. I got all these colors I could try. I got all these colors I could try the lights. And today I'm trying orange. See, I got all these colors. They're from China. They're Chinese lights. Yeah, Kelly, you be creeping. You're very negative, but thank you, I guess. Well, first of all, Kelly, you were right about that stream, and I don't say that often. I don't know if I've ever said you were right, Kelly, but that one time you were kind of right. And Holly can vouch for me. I called that before you even told me about it. I'm like, man, I got to stop. You know what I mean? But that's been an eternal battle. Anyway, I got ADHD. So, nicotine. I haven't had in 15, 20 days. Here's what happens when I quit nicotine, and I think this is a motivation for those of you who would like to quit nicotine. When I don't have my vape to go to, when I can't just lay on the couch and vape, my mind craves dopamine release. It craves satisfaction. It craves gratification. All right, let me just let my dogs out. But when I don't have the vape, gradually I get up and start to seek dopamine attainment in other ways, like playing with my getting my live stream up, doing things in life. Whatever you used to do that you don't do anymore because you can just lay on the couch and vape and get your dopamine. Now you're doing it again. It's like automatic. It's almost like nature. Do any of you guys experience this when you give something up, one of your vices, especially nicotine? My dog's name is My Girl, like the Temptations song, and Mikey. Mikey and My Girl. I can actually show them to you if they well, Let's have a Noah. Why don't you call in, buddy? Why don't you call in, Noah? Can somebody just and tell me what it's like when you quit nicotine? By the way, I do have a membership on this channel. Click the join button and figure out what I can provide for you. I have a crap ton of content that's only available to tier 3 members. So check that out. One of those is my infamous, I don't know how many grams of psilocybin mushrooms I ate, but I then recorded for like 3 to 5 hours. That one's on there. The other thing that I noticed, yeah, bro, I brought back 25 Cubans from Dubai. I've had good cigars. I don't know what a good cigar is, man. What do I look? Distinguished? I really would like to know if this phone works, though, before I just have that number out there. And, I bet everybody who talks about the how they liked the call-in portion of the show, but no one's calling in anyway. The Dope Dad says 1000% agreed. I'm trying to quit right now too. My mom was diagnosed with stage 2 COPD. So now I have to quit for my kids. It's hard, bro. You're ahead of me. Proud of me. I'm not ahead of you, bro. I'm an arm's length away from a vape, a dip, a cigarette all the time. But I want to motivate you with this discussion. When you quit, your life, your body and your brain and your addict will all try to fill in that vape. Now, the thing we usually do is go right back to the vape or go right back to smoking because it's hard. But you're only going to experience 3 to 7 days of discomfort. And if it's one of the hardest things on earth, it's relatively not that, difficult or painful. But I'm saying the longer you go without giving your addict, your body, oh, here we go, what it needs, the closer you will be to, all right. Hello, this is Sober James. Oh, allow mic access. Yes. Boom.
Call from
Noah.
Hello, Noah.
to accept. Press.
Oh, Noah bounced already. What? Noah's so shy. Bro. Dude begs me to put in the phone number, put on the phone. First of all, what do you mean it won't call? You just called. We just heard you. Did you guys hear that, first of all? I know, I just called. I got, if you do it again, I let my mic. First of all, hold on. Don't call just yet. Verify, everybody, that we just heard that exchange. Yes, thank you, Holly. So the internet phone is in effect. And Noah, you're about to call back, correct? And Holly, how was the sound? We heard, Mike says. Mike, are you new around here? Hit that subscribe and thumbs up, baby, and share with somebody you love. Join the Soberdelic James channel.
Call from
Noah.
to accept. Press 1 to send.
Hello, Noah. This is Sober James. How are you today?
Oh, hey James, how are you?
I'm doing well. I thought you bailed out the last time. I was like, what?
No, it left. It went to voicemail.
Noah, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right.
Have you smoked cigarettes today?
Not well, I did.
Yeah, you vape cigarettes. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So here's the thing, though, bro. If you when you're ready to give up booze and pills and all that, just keep the nicotine for a while. That's what's recommended in the rooms.
Right.
You quit what's killing you. That's what the deal is. But essentially what I'm talking about is when we quit these easy pleasures that we have. We obviously drink, snort pills, and smoke cigarettes and vape because it's easy dopamine. We like how it feels, and that's our way to satisfaction. Except here's the thing, man, we just do that instead of life. So the more of these that we eliminate, the more life gets filled in. This is what I'm testifying to, because this is what happens every time I do this.
Right.
Like
What's the longest you've gone without nicotine?
I don't remember, but probably a couple years. But what always happens is we have built-in forgetters. I don't know if you've heard that before, but we addicts have built-in forgetters. I forget why I quit. You know, time goes by and I'll end up like having some.
And then
Yeah.
you forget how bad it is.
Yeah, and it's easy to remember how good it is if somebody's, vaping right in front of you.
Right. It's very easy.
Or if you just, if you just conquered and slayed some ass, and she whips out a vape right next to you in the bed and starts vaping.
Well, yeah, and then it's very easy to want.
I know, and in her seductive, it's so seductive. So then I vape. That's what usually happens, because I will forget that I quit because it gives me headaches. I quit because it's a lot of money. Harry Jones says, October 20th, 2008, quit smoking cigarettes. Good for you, Harry. Oh, we can barely hear Noah. Hold on. I forgot to check for sound. Hold on a second. We can barely hear Noah. Hold on. I got the answer right here. Hey, Noah, say something.
Hello.
Check 1 2. Noah, check. Or say something, Noah.
What's up?
Sup?
What's up?
Say some more stuff.
How's life going?
Oh, it's going pretty well. How's life going with you, Noah?
Great.
Excellent. So what were we talking about? I think I got you up and running. Thank you, Holly. Holly is my sound technician currently.
How whenever we stop using the substance, we forget why we stopped.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. So then I'll just be on it again, getting headaches. And so that's what usually happens with me. How are you doing?
The exact same. I'm doing good.
Hi.
4 days without pills or alcohol.
4 days without pills or alcohol. Good job, man. For real.
Yeah.
How do you
I'm
feel?
trying to not keep, I'm trying to not think of how long it's been. I'm trying to just focus on present time.
You're just focused on what?
The present.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Mind's Eye says it sounds like you're on a shoe phone. What does that mean?
Wait, hold on.
What does that mean, Mind's Eye? No. I can hear you fine. I think what's happening is the output is different, and they're hearing you differently.
Oh, well, I was on speaker, but now I'm not now, so.
Guys, how's he sound? Somebody give me a quick synopsis of how Noah sounds so we can get on with the conversation. Mike says, I just got out of rehab and all those people quit the hard drugs, but they smoke cigs 3 times as much. Right. We were just talking, Mike, about how when you're quitting alcohol or pills or oxys or heroin, or just keep smoking. Just keep smoking cigarettes. Drink your coffee, smoke your cigarettes. You know, it's going to be very uncomfortable quitting alcohol. It's going to be very uncomfortable quitting the love of your life, whatever your drug of choice is. But you smoke right through it. You vape right through it, you know, because it's important. I've tried quitting a lot of things at the same time before, and it sets me up for failure. What do you think, Noah?
Yeah, I agree. It really does.
Because, like, you're trying to quit smoking, you're trying to quit booze, you're trying to quit pills, you're trying to quit killing hookers and putting them in your trunk of your car, and then something's got to give.
Yeah.
But 4 days,
Yeah.
that's decent, bro. White knuckling,
Yeah.
hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, I run into the same kind of problem. I forget, or I forget the negative consequences, and I'll tell myself just one more time. But then, you know, it turns into a week, and then a month.
Yep. Oh yeah. That's a familiar story to me, and I'm sure everybody listening. What's up, Tivana? Yeah, man. That's what happens to me too. Because here's the thing about forgetting too. We forget why we quit, but then when we're using, when we're using, we forget how good sobriety is. And when we're sober, we forget how bad using is, given enough time. And that is another benefit of attending meetings too. It's a reminder. That's why the newcomer is so important, because it reminds everybody in there, anybody with 20 years of sobriety, anybody with 24 hours of sobriety, it reminds them, yo, this is why we're here. Because this guy looks rough. Like, somebody will crawl into a meeting like straight out of jail or something, and like just need help, and the old timers they're all over them, because that's to them, that's a refresher of why we're here.
Right. Hold on, James. I'm gonna go back inside really fast.
You got it, bro. What's up, Tivana? Tivana driving, listening. Mind's Eye, good to see you. Harry Jones. Oh, I think he hung up on us. October 20th, 2008. That is damn near 25 years ago, or that's about 28 years ago. So Noah, Holly, everybody else, how was Noah sounding? How was the phone call sounding? We're gonna have how am I sounding? Oh, here he is.
Call from.
Noah.
To accept, press 1.
All right, we're back on. We're back.
I don't know what happened.
That's all right. Well, you're 4 days. When was the last time you were? When was the last time you were 4 days or more without booze and pills?
Probably about a month ago.
Okay. And what happened?
Pretty off and on.
What happened then? How long did you go, and what ended up happening?
Usually I get to about 4 days, and then eventually I just stop trying, because that obsessive thought, I just get sick of it, so I give in.
Right. That's perfect. That's right on topic to what I'm talking about too. That point when we give in. So like nicotine, let's just use nicotine. For you, it's booze and pills right now. When I was going through it, yeah, you want the booze and pills. But here's the thing, if you don't... I feel good. All right. What's up, Stephen King to Sober Sneakers? Join the membership. Thank you. Richard Bachman, welcome. Long-time viewer and commenter. Glad to have you aboard. Thank you for the support. But Noah, you made an excellent point, bro. When that point when we just need that nicotine, or we say, fuck it, we got to go get that drink. If we what's the word I'm looking for? If we don't do that, if we refrain from going to get that vape, here's what I'm proposing. Here's what I've noticed in my own life. First of all, it's said that a craving passes in 3 to 5 minutes, and it's true, especially with me. I got ADHD. I'll get distracted and forget all about it. But that craving is so powerful, we usually just go get our drug of choice or whatever we're trying to quit. What I've been noticing is the more times that I don't, the more I convince my mind and body and subconscious that I'm not going back to vaping, it starts looking for other ways to get its dopamine. And for that, this time for me, that has been, getting back to work on the channel and the live streams and the podcast and all that. And I got some new equipment and stuff. Like, obviously my brain is looking for dopamine. I bought a couple lights. I like to get deals on Amazon. And now I got a new mic stand, and I've been streaming for 3 or 4 days in a row now. And so like I'm proposing, and this is what I'm thinking. I've noticed this every time I quit something that I don't have that vape to go to. So my brain, when it hits a wall, it is seeking dopamine elsewhere in positive ways in my life. And it's hard. I know it's hard to resist that craving too. So you're on your 4th day. You got a plan. What's that?
Just about on my 4th day. Just about 90 hours.
Yeah. What's your plan when that craving hits?
Well, I've been having them, but working out, drawing, talking to friends, watching videos on YouTube, just, that kind of stuff. Been doing online meetings.
Yeah, that's good. These are all ways to stimulate dopamine. So here's another thing about quitting stuff like this. We get our dopamine and serotonin and natural chemicals, like they get all pushed when we hit our vape or our drug of choice. So now that we don't do that, our dopamine regulation system gets all messed up. And when we're doing it, but when we quit, I forget what the time length is, but I read it. I'll look it up. But for nicotine, let's just say it's a month. And your dopamine regulation system starts getting back online. And therefore, your moods are more regulated and like more stable. You're no longer like high and then way low. You start to even out a little bit. I've verified this.
Right, that's why whenever you stop using something, it kind of feels like a drought. Almost like a drought of dopamine.
Yeah.
Because it's like everything is boring,
Yeah, that changes. I read about it and then experienced it. I paid attention to it. I used my body as an experiment. And it did it. It worked. It's really uncomfortable, especially nicotine when you quit, and alcohol and all the physically addictive drugs. It's really uncomfortable. But with my metabolism, it's usually about 3 or 4 days of discomfort, and each one is less uncomfortable than the last. And then about the 4th or 5th day, I'm no longer physically addicted to nicotine. But we're always going to be like mentally and like dependent upon it.
Yeah, it's the mental part.
We have to eat that pain, man. We have to eat that discomfort. We have to experience the discomfort. We can't go back to what's going to comfort us. When we eat that pain and when we eat that discomfort, we grow. Our body, our muscles, our like mental muscles grow, because when we eat pain like that, we grow. That's what I'm noticing.
Yeah.
we
Whenever
grow.
you let,
What's that?
I was just gonna say, whenever you let, that I forgot. You can just keep going.
Yeah, we grow into somebody that figures out how to get that dopamine without the nicotine. That's what I'm noticing. And booze.
Yeah.
That's any of these easy fixes. When I quit them, your life there's a space that needs to be filled, and there's a bunch of energy that needs a place to go. Because
Right.
now I don't have that vape in my pocket. I don't have the vape in my car. I don't have all the vapies, and I got all this vaping energy, but there's no vape to vape. So like that energy has to go somewhere, and then also there's a space. There's just this void where the vape was in your life, and now you got all this energy, and you naturally have to find a place for that to go. And what we usually do is go right back to the vape because it's the easiest thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's also, it's like it only temporarily relieves you for a few seconds, and then after you do it, it's like there's no point in even doing it.
Right.
You continue to do it, but like it doesn't really give you a feeling.
Right. Same with all the drugs,
Yeah, eventually.
alcohol, opiates. The tolerance always. It's just you become this just flatline kind of, but you're still just messed to the gills, but you're just flatline. You're not having any fun. That's probably because you've drained all the dopamine. You hit that, the morning vape is the best. The morning vape. And that,
Whenever you first wake up.
yeah, that's when your brain is like about to receive some dopamine. Yeah. But then you vape all the way to breakfast and you're just like, oh my God, I'm fucking vaping more than I'm breathing here. And then all that serotonin's drained, so you don't have any more. And I bet that your body starts trying to make some more. And I bet the whole equilibrium of dopamine regulation like gets all off kilter. And that's essentially what I've been reading about and feeling. I definitely you've probably quit nicotine before, just just to try it or whatever, or try,
Yeah.
Do you get like, number one, I get hungry. Like I'll be eating. That's the other thing, bro. Like when I have vape in my life, I'll vape. I won't eat as much because I already have everything I need here. You know what I mean? I might as well just vape.
Whenever I stopped one time, I got really motivated, but also, like a few seconds would go by and then I'm like really angry, and then I'm obsessed, but then I get motivated again, then I get hungry,
Yeah. Hungry. And then
That's what happened to me.
and do you get like an energy, like, just like an energy? It feels like you kind of just want to pace or even exercise. I mean, go figure.
Yeah, I think so. It's been a while since I tried stopping, actually.
Well, you got bigger fish to fry these days. So you're hey, JV's on the line. What up, John Venturini? I don't know about the time slot yet, brother. I'm still working at the post office. I don't know what time I'm going to be. I'm just streaming at different times, random times, right now. But yeah, good to see you, JV. JV quit smoking cigars a long time ago, didn't you, John? And then your taste buds regenerate too, when you quit smoking, and when you quit smoking cigarettes, cigars, and probably vape too. Your taste buds regenerate.
It's a good topic about cigars, because I hear a lot of people say cigars are fine, because you don't inhale them. But it is still nicotine, so.
Well, it's still burning plant matter is what. It's still carcinogenic. Tobacco, nicotine in general isn't that unhealthy for you. I mean, it constricts capillaries. and stuff. But nicotine, those nicotine tablets that I used to quit from CVS, Nictacs, I had a doctor tell me, just use, if you like nicotine, just use those for the rest of your life because they're not that unhealthy. I don't even know if they're unhealthy at all. Nicotine in general isn't very, it's a stimulant. It can help you focus, but it does constrict capillaries and blood vessels and stuff. But really, the unhealthy stuff is in the cigar smoke and the cigarette smoke, and probably the vapors.
Yeah, probably.
Pat Crawford says, "Hi, James. It's good to see you. I relapsed last week and got kicked out of Oxford House. Bummer, Pat. It happens. Use relapse as a tool for learning about recovery. That's what I would say. But it is a bummer. Don't get too down on yourself. Relapse happens with disease. Sometimes." Richard says, "Luckily the nicotine didn't stick, not from lack of trying. A lot of smokers in my family. Grandpa only has one lung." Whoa, still smokes. Whoa, he's hardcore. Smoking on one lung.
Yeah, I actually had a great uncle. Well, he didn't lose the lung, but he had stage 4 cancer and he still continued to smoke cigarettes. He was on deathbed, but
Yeah, they'll do.
pretty powerful.
I mean, that's how it is though. You have done shit like that, and I have done shit like that. We've all done stuff like that. When I got out of the hospital, I could barely walk, and when I was just walking, I walked to a bar. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I crashed my car, spent 3 months in a coma, had to learn how to walk again, and when I could finally walk, I was walking to a bar with a cane. But what I'm learning now, and here's the thing, we grow in sobriety. When we quit stuff, we have no choice but to grow because we have to face our being uncomfortable, and we have to face our pain, and we have to face these things.
Yeah.
Oh, Pat. Oh, my bad, dude. It's been a while. I barely remembered who. I think did we do an interview, Pat? I think I recognize your picture and your name. Relapsed. Let's talk a little about that. Let's talk a little about relapse. Relapse is merely we're just seeking comfort. For God's sakes, give me some comfort. That's what relapse is. We still haven't maybe honed the tools of being comfortable in sobriety without our drug of choice. Pat, are you still with us? Yeah. 3 years ago. 3 years ago, we interviewed. I think if I'm thinking of the same person, if you're the same person, you sent me a video. I've been meaning to edit it and put it on my channel. But relapse. So I have relapse all throughout my story of recovery from alcoholism, and it's over the past 15 years. There's been relapse and recovery, long stints of sobriety, short stints. So I've basically, without trying, have experienced a lot of trial and error with relapse and recovery. But that comes with an advantage. Well, what's that, Noah?
Have you ever detoxed in jail?
Detoxed in jail?
Yeah.
Yeah. one time, they gave me Librium, Librium is what they gave me in jail.
Right. Is that, was that for alcohol?
Yeah, alcohol withdrawal, or they might give it to, because a lot of people lie about what they're on and stuff. They might just give it as as an overall don't have a seizure kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's the one time. Well, I'm sure I've detoxed many times in jail. But I used to detox without medicine, without drugs to help. I used to, at your age or throughout my 20s and even 30s, all the way up until I had my seizure. And when I was like, that was 2010, so 30. 30? 30?
30.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, I was around 30 when I had my grand mal seizure from benzo and alcohol withdrawal. The story's on the channel if you're curious about that. Just look up Sober James seizure. But I had a grand mal seizure withdrawn from alcohol and benzos. But before that happened, I would just go cold turkey. From 14 to 30, I would just go cold turkey off of just unbelievable amounts of booze. So yeah, I've detoxed in jail a couple times without medicine. So Pat, man, so how are you feeling now? What are you gonna? What's the plan? You might not want to talk about it on the internet, but I feel for you, bro. It's a hard. It's difficult. It's relentless. The urge.
Are you talking to me or Pat?
Pat, and you,
Okay.
and you're facing.
Well, no, I mean, mental. Well,
Yeah,
against
you're.
restlessness, too.
What's that?
Against restlessness,
Yeah, bro. You have a reward centered psyche. I mean, as far as I know, you're an addict like me, and we have a reward drive. We have a reward drive. Our reward center of our brain needs feeding. That's like an addict. So like now it's like, what am I doing? Now it's like, what are you doing, bro? Where are my drugs? That's what Noah's brain is like right now, and that's what Pat's brain is like, and that's what my brain is like. Like,
food.
what's that? It's like food.
Yeah.
Yeah, hungry. Feed the hunger.
Yeah, or else we'll die, and that's why it goes insane.
And we're like vamps, bro. We're like vampires. We have to. We need to feed. And it's insatiable and insidious and loud and nagging and it just is all there is after a while. And then but what I am noticing is if you barrel through the first initial cravings, you get to a space of less craving, and then you start to you have no choice but to start to grow and learn and how to handle how not to feed the beast. And that's basically what recovery and sobriety is like learning how to not feed the beast and learning how to feed the beast, but with like healthier things. So I haven't drank in 14, 15 months. I haven't done any of those drugs. And now I just quit nicotine and stuff. So in this year, I have gotten a job for the first time in 8 years. I have established a workout routine every morning. It's 5 to 10 minutes, but it's just like, it's a workout routine. I've started eating breakfast. I started streaming again. and I'm pursuing a career in addiction recovery. So these are evidences that my addict needs to be fed, but it needs to be fed like a human, like needs gratification in life. So now that I don't have the beer to drink and the vape to go to or the benzos to snort, now that I don't have those, I am seeking elsewhere. And addicts are powerful. Like recovering addicts are powerful because like their drive it's insatiable. They need to get dopamine. We need to get satisfaction somehow. And we usually do it by going back to our drug of choice. Like 75% of addicts that quit, that tried to quit, like 70, 80% relapse, go back, never fully recover. And that is because I'm thinking this is essential to know as an addict. This is essential for me to know. It's essential for you to know that if you barrel through all that pain and discomfort in your first like week especially, and then month, and then the second month is just marginally less uncomfortable, and then this whole year has been like a controlled crash or a controlled fall down the stairs. Like it's been awkward and painful and embarrassing, and like I found out that I have an anger problem, and I verbally abuse people I love. Like when I'm angry or hurt or scared, I like very aggressively verbally abuse like my dad and all the girlfriends I've ever had if we got into it at the end. And like, so what I'm saying is when I ignore the urge and do and recover at all costs, just stay sober, stay away from the drug of choice, stay away from, at this point for me it's nicotine, at this point for you it's booze and pills, and at this point for Pat it's booze and whatever else Pat is into. But when we put the work and pain in, we start growing into somebody that knows that has to learn how to get this dopamine, and that essentially how to live life. Because bro, I was depressed for this past year. I was going through some very depressing times. Like I was feeling my feelings. I was feeling my life, and I was feeling my feelings, and I didn't like all of it at all. And that's why I kept the vape though, bro. This past year I've tried to quit vape a couple times, and I ended up keeping it because what I ended up saying to myself was like, look, bro, you're handling a lot. You're getting your life back together. You're sober. Just go to the store and get the vape, man. Because like if you don't go get the vape, man, you're gonna stew until you end up getting something worse.
Yeah.
So quitting vape, I don't recommend, or quitting nicotine, I don't recommend when you're quitting your drug of choice, whatever that may be. If it's nicotine, you don't what?
I think it's probably pills. Maybe alcohol.
Yeah, you said
I like pills. I like the feeling of pills, but I like alcohol. Then shut myself off.
Yeah, I remember you saying you drink and then you do the other stuff. Well, that's a classic alcoholic move right there. I mean, everybody. That's why I think alcohol is the ultimate gateway drug.
It really is.
I think you've said that before too.
That's the one I started out with.
Yeah. Yeah. It lowers inhibitions. It makes you brave enough to wander into the ghetto to get your drugs.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh man, it definitely makes you not care if you live or die.
Yeah. Here, let's read some comments here. Richard Bachman, Greeks, drinks 2 bottles of wine a day, top it off, guys in his 70s. Breakfast is a game changer. Yeah. I started eating breakfast. It's nothing but oatmeal, and then I started adding almonds, and then I started adding granola, then yogurt. So I'm eating this every day, and I'm doing a workout every day, right first thing in the morning. And trust me, I am not that guy. I wasn't that guy. I wasn't that guy. I would vape. I would wake up and roll over and vape first. That's the first thing I would do. I would vape, and back when I was because it's so good, bro. I mean, in the middle of the night sometimes, even in the middle of the night sometimes, bro. I mean, that vape is just too good, bro.
Feels great for 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's too. Now you don't even have to push the button on the thing. Remember when vape first came out? You don't even know how to use these. Now you don't even have to push any buttons. You just vape.
Yeah, you just pop into it.
They made it entirely too easy to kill ourselves. Yeah, I'm on a solid path. Thank you, Taj. I feel it. I feel the momentum happening. And this is a day at a time, baby steps. I started baby steps. A year ago, if you guys remember, I went to the emergency room twice just to get benzos to detox. And it was rough. And then it's been a rough year. But here I am. And you're right. Things are coming together. And this is, I just want to be a visual of what I'm not saying I'm like the fucking recovery king over here. I just want you guys to know what it looks like. This whole year, 14 months, you guys have seen me like, I started streaming right when I got sober, right when I stopped drinking, I think. And I looked rough, bro. I didn't even remember how to use the computer and shit. It was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you sound a lot better now, and you look a lot better now.
Now I'm working out. I'm quitting vaping. This is the path that happens when you start with baby steps, is what I'm just trying to say. For anybody out there that's like facing what they think is a mountain of quitting what they need to quit, whether it's booze or whatever, you do baby steps. Time takes time. You just do the next right thing one day at a time. And it's been like 450 days of just one day at a time practicing recovery. And then it starts building on it. And what I'm saying tonight is when we quit these things and we stay away from them, our nature, our instincts, and our body just automatically start filling in the blank with, and you can choose that they need to be healthy things. You know, you can't just replace it with like Pornhub.
Yeah.
Or
pizza.
some or naps. I've done naps before. That's the other thing. Before when I rip these things out of my life, like nicotine or booze or whatever, I'll start doing shit like taking naps, like desperate attempts to feel good, like taking naps, watching porn, or I'll just like mad sloth or eating ton of sweets right now is what I'm going through. I'm going through a ton of sweets, bro. I got cookies over there. I got
Soda?
I got soda in the fridge. Yep. In fact, I'm going to go get my ginger ale. Hold on. I'll be right back. Girl, I know you're going to want to go out. Ah.
What's your favorite soda?
I like Coca-Cola Classic, but also without if I'm going with no nicotine or caffeine, if I'm going for no caffeine, I'll go for ginger ale or root beer.
Yeah, that's what I've been noticing lately with myself. Whenever I stop doing something, I typically start drinking a lot of sodas. I don't know why. I think it kind of reminds me of alcohol in a weird way because it is a beverage. And so,
Well, sugar. Sugar,
yeah,
bro.
sugar.
Alcohol has a lot of sugar in it. So it's recommended when you quit alcohol to stock up on the sweets because your body's going to be craving sugar. Pat, thanks. Yeah, it's been a rough year, but I've been feeling the pain. And we have to feel the pain. We can't run from the pain. We have to go through it. That's what recovery is because you have to grow. But thank you, Pat. I don't know what's going on with the chat over here, but all right, hang on. I like my new mic. I like streaming. I had to work today, bro. I had to deliver mail all day. I know A&W has caffeine.
Yeah, working at the post office stuff.
Yeah, have you worked there?
That's what I heard.
Oh.
No, that's what I've heard.
Well, I was about to say, man, dude, it sucks. Bad. Not just like work sucks, but like I'm not even getting paid right. My hours are missing and shit like that. Like the post office is shady. Well, welcome back, Mike. It's Pat Crawford skipped. I don't know. It's good to see all of you, and Noah, it's good hearing your voice, brother. What have you been doing today?
Not much today. I mean, just working out, taking it easy, watching YouTube, and getting an online meeting. I mean, that's about it.
Do you work?
No, not currently.
I found even though when I started working at the post office, it's not working I don't like. It's the post office. Working is actually good for me. Just getting out of my house and stuff like that. I'm ramping the channel back up, but I still plan on working just a different job. One that still gives me energy and time to work on my channel. But I've told my dear friends this too, in recovery that don't work. When you work, it just does something, bro. It doesn't even matter if it's a cool job or not. It just does.
Kind of it occupies you.
Yeah, it gives you purpose, something to wake up for.
Yeah.
Structure, socialization, a paycheck. It's just it really does. I mean, I thought it was something that these old fogies just say, but working is something that is just
better than laying on the bed all day.
Yeah, because we're addicts, bro. We're in our head all the time. We need something to get out of our head. Usually that was our drug of choice, but now we need something else. Hold on. Now my dog wants in again. Bonnie, what up, Bonnie? Yeah, I'll have a more solid stream schedule when I'm working at the post office right now, which means I never know when I'm going to get off, and I really don't even know when I'm working. That's another thing they do is change the schedule like every day, and like they tell you gotta keep an eye on the schedule. you'll go in and they'll be like, you're not supposed to be here. And then you'll be off one day and they'll call you and be like, you're supposed to be here.
Yeah,
But,
that sucks.
oh yeah, bro, I don't even think it's ethical. And it might not even be technically, they might not even technically be allowed to do that. Put a schedule up and then change it. I don't know. Who the hell knows?
Yeah. Well, what I'm starting to learn is that the things that I want the most are typically not the best ideas.
The things that you want to know.
No, the things that I want the most
Oh yeah.
are usually not the best ideas. Because even though, I want something, it's a hassle, dealing with people and dealing with the drug dealer and dealing with everyone. It's not worth it.
Old timers tell me that too. They say, whatever you want to do the opposite. In early sobriety, they tell you that. They say, if you want to do it, and then they also say, do the next right thing. And you're like, how do you know what that is? And they're like, if you don't want to do it, it's probably the next right thing. Mind's Eye has a question for Noah. When and how did you first suspect you may have a drinking problem and you don't drink as same as the average bear?
What do you mean not drink the same as the average bear?
Well, when he's asking, Mind's Eye is asking, when did you first suspect you had a drinking problem?
Probably a year ago. Well, that's hard, but usually whenever I start to drink, it's not that I drink so much, it's usually whenever I drink, I do other things that make the situation more intense. I'll have maybe four or 5 beers, but then I'll start popping pills and I'll start snorting things and I'll start doing nothing good.
Right.
So I don't really know if that is alcoholism or if that's just drug addiction or what that is.
It's addiction.
Yeah.
Addiction, alcoholism is just a term because alcohol is the most prevalent drug on earth. It's legal, it's glamorized. Alcoholics Anonymous was the first 12-step program. Alcoholism is only apart from drug addiction because of historical repetitiveness. Drug addiction is alcoholism. Alcohol is a drug.
Yeah. To answer his question, I would probably say whenever how I realize that might be a problem is because I crave it. As simple as that. I just, I crave alcohol, so.
The definition of addiction is when the consequences outweigh the benefits and you continue the compulsive behavior anyway. So
yeah.
You said you start popping pills and get crazy with it. That's the consequence.
Well, yeah, there's consequences. And whenever, sometimes I get really sick and I throw up all day. But then I start feeling better and then I do the same thing again.
Yeah, that's addiction. You continue.
I tell myself I'm never doing that again, but I always do it again.
Right, and you're not alone on that. That's the classic sign of addiction. Continuing in the compulsive behavior despite the negative consequences.
and it tends to stay either the same or it tends to get a little worse each time.
Oh yeah, it's progressive. I mean,
Yeah.
you are noticing it gets worse, but it's a progressive illness. It's well known that it's a progressive illness. It will get worse and worse. It does get worse and worse. You talk to any addict, they will tell you, they will confirm it. It never gets better. It says right in the big book, we get worse, never better.
Yeah.
Progress.
I've done cocaine before, and I wasn't a big fan of it, but I got really paranoid on it. I started hallucinating on it, but I still had a little left, so I hit it again. It's just crazy. It's like after hallucinating.
Yeah. Bonnie says not keeping any alcohol in the house helps too. Cravings do pass. No alcohol in the house helps keep the temptation away. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's no alcohol in this house.
Trippy Seed says there will be a day when they got a drug to prevent cravings. Until then, you got to meditate and exercise. Bro, if there's a drug to prevent cravings, I would have crushed 5 of them up and snorted them by now. If there's a drug to get you sober, bro, I would have crushed 5 of them up and snorted them. That's the drug addict, bro. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't really treat drug addiction with a drug.
Yeah.
They tried with antabuse, antabuse and naltrexone, and Suboxone and shit like that, and people just abuse those things. Methadone.
Yeah. I wish there was a cure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there isn't.
Well, there's people that introduce themselves as grateful alcoholics. Like in the rooms, there's people that introduce themselves as grateful alcoholics. And in their story, they will tell you that they wouldn't change a thing. They wouldn't say, they won't say, I wish I never took that first drink. Like they won't say that because what they have now in recovery, they wouldn't have ever discovered if they weren't addicted in the first place. It's a twisted, but it's a consistent message. Like a lot of people say that. And I might say the same thing. I'm not sure. I don't really get into questions like that.
Yeah.
Mind's Eye says the 2 drugs, benzos and alcohol, mixes into almost an entirely different drug of its own, a stronger drug, harsh, potentially higher deadly withdrawals. Richard Bachman, if it wasn't for withdrawal, I'd keep drinking. Pure hell. Trippy. Yeah, but I say drug, I mean like future drugs that bypass our laws. Right, I'm just kidding, Trippy. That's just one of my running jokes that I like to drop is if there was a pill for sobriety, I would have snorted it by now.
No, smoke it.
Smoke it, snort it, shoot it, slam it, break it up, powder, put it in your eyelids.
Put it up in your gum.
Hey, here's the sobriety. Hey, you heard about this new sobriety drug? Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I already got some. I'm snorting some I got some in my eyelids right now, bro. I'm sober.
Yeah.
Bonnie says I could have had Suboxone when I went to rehab, but they felt I didn't need it. So I don't know if that works, but here it does. Well, my sister Leanne, may she rest in peace, died of, addiction, heroin, fentanyl, I don't know. She was on the street for 10 years, but she was on Suboxone for years and years and years. I don't think it works. I don't have any experience with it. But I do know that opiate addicts just use Suboxone, when they're not using opiates.
But technically, it is an opioid, right?
Yeah. Well,
That's a replacement.
Yeah, it like does something with the opioid receptors in your brain. I was getting high on methadone. I was drinking and getting high on methadone. It put me in the hospital actually with my sister. We got high off of methadone. So I personally, when sober James gets sober, I straight up just get sober. Like I'm not about to take any drugs. I will take benzos so I don't have another grand mal seizure, and then I'll get off the benzos like within 7 days. This will happen. That's what happened this last time when I'm serious. The people that now I mean, I was strung out on Percocets for a while, but I don't know if I consider myself an opiate addict. Uh,
I can't go by it. It's just, for me, it's just amazing.
what
Same
perks?
for benzo. Yeah,
Benzos are awesome.
yeah, benzo. Too.
Those are my jam. Those are benzodiazepines. Opiates for me, Percocets, and I've done other opiates. Well, Dilaudid is like fucking. I love Dilaudid, and I'm pretty sure if I ever had heroin, I might not be coming back because if I ever had heroin, it was in an ecstasy pill form, like Molly mixed with heroin. But I've never slammed it, and I've never snorted it, and I've never smoked it. So like, and that is by the grace of God because I think heroin would have been. Who knows? I think, but I did have Dilaudid, and I barely made it out of that one too. So
Isn't that like morphine?
Dilaudid, to my understanding, is like a synthetic opioid, but it's like heroin.
Yeah,
It was used
I'm
as
sure I'd love it.
I got it in the hospital intravenously for the worst pain I've ever had, and the pain disappeared, and I got super high. And I'm like, if I ever find this on the street, it's over. And that brings up another point. One of the tools I use for staying away from stuff is that I just use my procrastination for going to get it to my advantage. So like, I knew all my life that I'd love heroin. So I purposely just didn't look for it ever. I didn't go out to get it. I didn't look for it. I thought it'd be too much trouble. So I just used that mood to my advantage. This might not work for everybody, but for me it works because I got ADHD, and like to me heroin, it was this whole other thing. It was like now I got to get a kit, and I got to probably learn how to do the rubber band thing and the syringe. And what if I inject an air bubble into my veins? Like I was thinking all this, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to get into heroin. It is like what I said. That's what I said. I was just didn't want to do it.
The whole process seems addicting.
Yeah. I can get that. The ritual. It's like a ritual.
Yeah.
I know I'd love it. I know it. But at the same time, it does seem like to my ADHD, it seems like a long, there's a bunch of steps involved. That's probably what saved me. My ADHD probably saved me from doing heroin because there's too many steps involved.
Yeah, that's probably why you love alcohol, because you can just pop it open.
Yeah. And down it goes.
You can just crush it down.
Now I got to get a kit. Yeah, man. It was too much of a process. I was like, I'm not going to do it. That's literally probably what saved me from heroin is like, there's too many steps. My ADHD is just like, I'm right here at the liquor store. Why would I go have to get a syringe and a rubber band and meet some guy? And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it saved me. My ADHD saved me. But you know, yeah, it's going. I got to work tomorrow, and it's going on. We've been streaming for an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, yeah, I saw a fish shower.
Noah, thanks for calling in. You were. I'm gonna leave the call in as an option. I took it down because some, people were getting crazy calling in and like talk and just kept calling and shit. Sometimes I'd take it down, but it's a good thing. I like it. But yeah, thanks for calling, bro, and congrats on the 4 days and into your 5th day. Man, you got to do something different that you didn't do last time, and you know what that is. You got to go to an NA meeting, bro. You got to go to an AA meeting. You got to get a sponsor. You know what I mean? I'm just happy for you that there's tons of older addicts in recovery out there that are just like, if I got it at Noah's age, holy crap, I'd be like a fighter pilot by now. Like you have so much potential in front of you. We're all pulling for you, Noah.
Well, for you too, because you're still, on nicotine.
Yeah.
Hoping that you don't go back to it.
Well, bro, I'm an addict. I'm like an arm's length away from everything anyway. So I'm glad you're pulling for me. Yeah. We're pulling for each other. That's how it works. That's how this thing works.
Yeah. You can't do it by yourself.
It's a we thing.
Yeah.
It's not a me thing. It's a we thing. Well, good for you, bro. Keep it up and keep in touch. I'll be here tomorrow, so I'll see you then, and I'll let you go, and then I'll wrap up the stream. How about it?
All right. Yeah. Like you said, keep it real, keep it clean, keep doing the deal.
All right, brother. Hell yeah. All right, bro. I'll talk to you next time.
All right. Yeah. See you tomorrow.
All right. Later. Noah or Sterling Strauss. What do you call yourself these days, Noah? He'll be up soon in the chat. Yeah. Good stream. I'm sorry I haven't been able to pay attention to your comments. I'm sure Holly's been keeping you entertained. Jeremy Armorall, what up? Bonnie, I did buy some OTC gummies. Says it helps with the cravings. OTC, over the counter? It helped a little. Mostly I had to white knuckle it. Bonnie's doing a damn thing too. Taj Coffee, 4th day in alcohol. You can finally sleep. Trippy Seeds, just in time for my last smoke of heroin. For my last smoke. Yeah, bro, I never really wanted to. But if it came across, I'm pretty sure I snorted it one time. I'm pretty sure that happened. That was a real thing. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Sigma Strauss. Thanks, Miss Ford. Yeah, Noah, 18-year-old seeking recovery. Among Us. Isn't it grand? JV's in the building. Good to see you, John Venturini. Bonnie, Mike, Miss Ford, Miss Hashtag Holly Ford. Mind's Eye, Taj Coffee. Pat Crawford. Good to see. Isn't this grand? We were all strangers at one point. Now look at us. Together in recovery. Smack, even snorting makes you vomit. Unless you have tolerance. Yeah, you moved. I saw the conversation occurring before my eyes. You moved to Oregon, I think I remember. Well, I don't mean to tell everyone where you live. John Venturini's quit everything. If anybody needs to know how to quit something. I think my dude has quit every single vice on earth at one point. Portland. Oh, man. Portlandia is a good show. I've always sweat Portland, but I hear it's not a good place to go now. I don't know. But I've always wanted to go there. But to wrap it up, when we quit things, our body and our mind and our life fill in the blanks with hopefully healthy stuff. Our addict automatic, TM copyright, restricted. Our addict automatic will go for the easiest thing. So, I mean, you'll be masturbating in no time. When you quit your drug of choice, your next logical step is masturbating. That is, I'm just going to tell you straight up. Or sex, you know what I mean? And then you have to no-fap that out. So I did no-fap, which is no sexual contact, no masturbating. Then you start to discover all kinds of things about yourself. When you don't have your fap to go to, and you don't have your vape to go to, you start doing like push-ups, and you start reading encyclopedias, and you start learning, and you start helping old ladies cross the street, and you start volunteering and feeding at soup kitchens and shit. When the addict quits our vices, we start growing. You know what I mean? Schwab. Sigma. And that's my word. I'm telling you this from experience. We quit what's killing us, and there's a space. And all that energy goes into life. We were getting busy dying. Now we're getting busy living. Word is bond. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, keep it clean, keep it real, keep doing the damn thing. Peace. Thanks, Noah, and thanks, everybody.